Frick yeah. It's a fantastic Friday. That was the Frickashinas. You know it's going to be a phenomenal day. I'm here with friends, and it's Happy Friday time, baby. Cheers. You know that I am in great company tonight, or today, whenever you're tuning in, with my co-host, Kevin Batstone.
What's up? Good to see you, man. How are you? Looking good.
So good, man. It feels great today. Feeling the feels today, and it feels great. And you also know I'm joined by John Ekstrom.
What's up? I fucking hate winter, so I'm creating my own vibe for the islands. Hello. Good to see everyone on this nice Friday.
Absolutely. So good to be here. It's always a pleasure to be around you two beautiful people. And if you're tuning in for the first time, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It means so much to us. Share this with people if you have a good time. Let's share the good vibes. And let's get to this. Let's jump right in. Colorado Gives Day is currently running through December 6th. John, what's up?
On the first Tuesday of December, since 2010, Colorado Gives Day has grown to be Colorado's largest 24-hour giving event, much longer than 24 hours now, because you have this whole week to donate. But Community First Foundation, First Bank, and other community partners from across the state will match your support. And that helps your dollars go even further. So let's talk about who we support, right? Mm-hmm. This is what Happy Friday is about. Good vibes, people doing good work in the communities. What are some charities that you guys support? I got a bunch that I do because I used to run an organization called Mile High 100 where we'd have nonprofits come in. So I got exposed to a ton of nonprofits.
Yeah.
And there's so much work out there, so much good shit that we want to highlight as much as we can. Art, what's an organization you love?
So a local one that I absolutely love and adore is from our good friend Jacqueline Rose, 99 Hearts, and she does suicide prevention, and it's music for suicide prevention.
Did we talk about this on a previous episode?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, I remember her. Yeah,
we're going to keep echoing this point because it's really important, everything she does, and she also does horse therapy and has a lot of veteran-specific programs. So I love what she does. I love how she gives back to the community and how she supports the vets, but also just her energy. She's so eclectic and just has this... Like, you want to know what's going on with Jacqueline Rose. So 99 Hearts, that's one of my favorites out there.
Nice. What about you, Kev?
Well, I mean, I think this is fantastic, first of all. The Colorado Gives Day, I love it. You know, anytime you give back to the community, you know, what these nonprofits do for our state is tremendous. Obviously, Jacqueline Rose, that was a great pick there, Art. Our good friend Kevin Fryer over at Wild Outdoor Adventures and WA Meet, he does a lot of great things for Hope for Veterans, Hope for Teens, Hope for Singles, really, really good activities to get people outdoors. That maybe people struggle with PTSD that just got back and don't know how to integrate back into society.
Wow.
He does a lot of great stuff over there at wameet.com. We worked with them a little bit on Discussion Combustion. Love it.
You know, it reminds me of an organization I saw at Mile High 100 called Comeback Yoga, where they would have veterans coming back and, you know, they have bodily injuries, they have PTSD, they have mental health issues, but they're doing yoga in an environment where, you know, it's safer and it's quieter and you can get going. Comeback Yoga won Mile High 100 one time. Another winner of that was Food for Thought. So a guy named Bob Bell, he has, he's trying to eliminate food insecurity. So some kids, all the meals they get are through their school.
Yeah.
They'll get breakfast and lunch. And so it's a backpack program where they put together a sack of food that they can bring home over the weekend and feel like, okay, I have enough food to get through the weekend. And
it's a good feeling.
Dude,
when you're not like, how am I going to eat? I'm so hungry. I'm depleted.
100%. Like, that is such an important thing. And so I've done this one time. They used to do it. I don't know where they do it now. I think they changed venues, but it used to be under the Colfax Viaduct. You know where like Lower Colfax is? Mm-hmm. So you could go there and like pack food. You could go deliver to elementary schools. I did it. It's amazing. Bob Bell, an amazing guy. He built this thing from nothing. It cost $4 to put together a sack of food for these kids. So every dollar goes towards that food. It's all donated. It's all amazing. And I want to give one more. It's the Blue Bench. So the Blue Bench is Colorado. It is sexual assault prevention and support services for survivors. So it is the only organization of its kind. Their mission is to eliminate sexual assault in the entire state and, I mean, potentially the world, but you can only impact so much, right? And then they offer services for victims. I've talked to them. I give them money once a quarter at least. Shout out to the Blue Bench. I know I look ridiculous now, but I'm being serious. The Blue Bench is amazing. Food for thought. You guys with yours, I mean, this is just something that this show is all about. Let's put some good vibes out to Denver.
Absolutely. What a heartwarming way to open up the program. That's really good stuff, and definitely something to consider for everyone to get involved with. There's a lot of great ways you can give back to the community. Some of the nonprofits that we mentioned, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, if you have the capability to give, beyond, like you have the means to give, and that's not going to hurt you in any way, then find a way to give back to the community. Just imagine, I mean, when we talked with Willie B, and he does the cars for Christmas.
Oh, what a dude,
and,
man.
And like
solid lad.
I mean, so many great charities out there, and if you're able, then do it, because you're going to change somebody's day. You might change their whole month, and maybe spark a flame that is going to ignite and keep burning for the rest of their lives. So
You might change their whole trajectory of life. Like, from here, maybe their trajectory was like this. Maybe you make their trajectory go like this, right? That shit matters.
bullish, right?
Amazing.
That'd be a bullish trajectory.
That would be a bullish trajectory if we were talking about a little bit of stocks, for sure.
Yeah.
You know,
There you go.
get that parabolic movement.
So another amazing thing that's happening in the Denver area is there's a local campaign that encourages people to speak and be kinder. This is called Clean Speech. It's Clean Speech Campaign. It's from a local rabbi, Raphael Leban. Am I saying that right, John?
I have no idea. I've never met him.
But even though this campaign is mainly derived in religious stuff, like reading some texts and doing prayer, I'm not specifically religious. I'm more of a spiritual person, but I absolutely agree with the entire stance behind just speaking kinder to people, being nicer to people, because how we treat people throughout our day-to-day lives and how we talk to people through our day-to-day lives, it truly does create an echo through society. And so as an individual, if you're able to really be more conscious of what you're projecting, then that's going to only make society a better place. So I love what they're doing with that. I it's just something I could get behind. My question to you two would be, what kind of impact, and to the listeners as well, what kind of impact do you want to leave on society?
Yeah, it's an interesting point you bring up, because I am neither particularly religious nor spiritual. Like, metaphysics don't particularly enter my life in a meaningful way, but the words we say matters. Like, the things we do matter, and the impact we can have on others, which is why I always try to be generous with my time. I had so much help to get where I am, and where I am is very successful and very privileged. And as much as I can pay that forward, and as much as I can help people achieve whatever it is they want to achieve, I was not put on this earth to be a goalie, right? As long as whatever you're doing, as long as you're not hurting someone, I'm either going to help you or get out of the way, right? That's what I want to do. And when you talk about your words, right, I've realized in my past, like, I have an aptitude for snark. I am really good at taking shit down. And there are times where that's appropriate and it's fun. And, like, in this room, we can all bust on each other, and it's good nature.
It's fun.
Right? Yeah.
It's for fun.
But I also realized I can do that in a way that has a chilling effect on people, right? If I'm shitting on something that someone else likes,
Yeah.
then, man, dude, like, that's terrible energy. And I'm so good at it that I realize, like, it can really bring down someone else. So I've been very cognizant to minimize the amount of snark in my life.
Interesting. How about you, Kev?
I mean,
what kind of impact are you trying to leave, man?
I think we kind of touched on it. I mean, I always wanted to be an entertainer, got in the podcast business. I like being able to, put out relatable content. I think that's something that I've always enjoyed, and having conversations with people. That's what we do. That's what we do.
We thrive in that environment.
We thrive in that environment and having conversations with people. And I think what I like to do is talk to random people. People are look like they're having a rough day. Just go up and say, "Hey, man, what's going on? How you doing?" And really, actually, not just, "Hey, how are you? Good, how are you?" kind of thing. Like, really, what are you dealing with? Because sometimes just 5-10 minutes lending someone an ear can go a long, long way. So I really like this, this campaign here to, really focus on how your words can impact the community, people around you. And, I think we can all do a better job at listening to the people around us.
Yeah, and look, not everybody has to have the same opinion. We don't all have to agree with each other, but we can still respect each other even if we disagree. Other people, go ahead.
One of my favorite movies is Pulp Fiction.
Great movie.
There's a deleted scene in it that I've talked about a ton on John of All Trades. But Mia Wallace comes out, so played by Uma Thurman, with a video camera, and she's just interviewing Vincent Vega. One of the questions she asks him is, do you listen or do you wait to talk? And he goes, I wait to talk, but I'm trying harder to listen. And that's always landed with me. If you actually listen to people, and this is what makes you guys good podcast hosts, this is what makes my show successful. If you actually listen to people, you will change their entire fucking world. And like that is amazing. It's like, man, I got to go on this show and have a targeted, directed conversation, and these fuckers listened to me. Man, people walk away feeling amazing. And I know they do that at DCPC. I know they do that with John of All Trades.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons that we all connected.
I love it. A lot of people, or other people who are going to be doing a lot of talking as of a recent time, is the candidates for Denver mayor. They're going to be out there shaking hands. There's 20 candidates right now for Denver mayor.
So we hope you don't come to Happy Friday for your political coverage. Please don't come here for political coverage.
Don't recommend it.
No, just that's a bad idea.
1 out of 5 stars.
Yeah.
Would not recommend. Will not attend.
Yeah, it's like how was the coffee at the Grease Monkey? 2 out of 5. They're trying. Political coverage on Happy Friday, not good. Right? So there are 20 candidates right now.
Yeah. Is that a record?
It probably not. But who fucking knows, right?
Yeah.
And among them are people who used to represent me as elected officials. So people like Leslie Herod, Chris Hansen, Michael Johnston. I adore all of these people. Like, they did a great job. It'll be interesting to see how it shakes out. But in this room, the three of us are not running for mayor. And we don't plan to, right? But let's pretend that we are, okay?
All right.
So here's what we're going to do. Let's make a campaign promise to our voters, to our viewers, to our listeners, and let's say something that we're going to do for Denver. Stupid answers only.
Excellent.
So, as mayor of Denver, I would like to promise all of my constituents free beer day. Okay? Once per year, within a 365-day period, beer is on me, guys. As your mayor, comes out of my pocketbook, my wallet. I promise you free beer.
Your personal
That's right.
pocketbook?
That's right.
Okay, not the taxpayer's pocketbook.
No, it's coming out of mine, guys.
Oh, nice. All right.
I'm buying your vote.
Well done. And I like how you did the
Buying
thumb.
your
Like,
vote.
that was like I was media training you. That was like Bill Clinton style. Like, that was good.
Yeah, that's right.
I like that. Look, I can get behind free beer day.
So you going to vote for me, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I will.
Well, you know what? I'm going to hold until I hear Art's campaign promise.
Okay. All my fellow hold on. All to all
I have not media trained Art.
No, this is new media. Okay, this is that modern man media.
Yeah, perfect. Okay.
This is why I deserve your vote for Denver mayor. I am going to make Denver an underwear-free city, okay? So no more bras, no more underwear for men, no more panties. However, if this makes you extremely uncomfortable, if you do need to purchase underwear, absolutely, then all the proceeds will go to breast cancer awareness.
Wow.
That was
And then
pretty
he
good.
hits us with the left cross at the end.
Yeah, you throw in going into a breast cancer awareness thing, you're gonna get some votes.
That was really something. All right.
John's up.
Okay. Denver, as your mayor, I know that you love the Colorado Rockies. The Colorado Rockies have not lived up to your expectations, so here's my promise to you. When the Colorado Rockies do not finish above 500 for every single loss, they finish under or above 81 losses. You can throw one piece of overripe fruit at Dick and Charlie Montfort from a distance of 25 feet. So,
Overripe?
Yeah.
So it's soft.
yeah, it's very soft.
Okay.
But if you'd like to, you can sign up for a lottery to throw a piece of overripe fruit at the Rockies owners for failing to deliver a winning team yet again. Vote for John.
This is going to be a tough campaign here, gentlemen. I mean,
Yeah. What
I
do you
think
think, listeners?
we're going to have to get to the debate stage here and really dive into this a little bit further. But
Yeah, and clearly we're talking about the important shit between underwear and beer and the Rockies owners.
this is important stuff. And I'm going to tell you right now, John, you have my vote based on how you're dressed right now.
Yeah, well,
I would
yes.
totally vote for that.
So, like, I'm the mayor. I just wear this all the time.
So I'm voting for Kevin's free beer day. He's voting for you. Where's your vote,
I'm
John?
voting for Art because I hate socks, and socks are the cousins of underwear.
Are they really?
Ridiculous.
Well, think about it. It's under your clothes.
That's true.
right?
That's
and
true.
it's a little bit restrictive. If something is bothering you, it's not going to be your shirt. It's not your jacket. It might be your pants, but it's probably your underwear
So
or
you
your
just,
socks.
you just go sockless all the time, or what?
Am I wearing socks right now?
He's not wearing socks.
It's December. I fucking hate socks, which is why I'm dressed like an island boy here. All right.
I mean, you're looking good, John. I
Island
think.
boy.
Yeah, never better, right?
You look great, man.
Oh man, that's great. So since we're talking a little bit about the Denver area, as we always do on Happy Friday Denver, some good news actually, and I don't normally get into this kind of stuff because we want to have a happy show. Unfortunately, kidnapping is a real thing, and it's an ugly thing. But 11 missing children were recovered by Colorado's first Operation Lost and Found, and big hats off to all the departments that are involved, U.S. Marshals, the the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. They found and recovered 11 children from ages 12 to 17. All had been reported missing. I mean, it's just so big, and it's great to have these type of stories where families can be reunited. And my heart is out there for anybody who is dealing with this sort of situation, and for anybody that was recovered. My thoughts are with you and delivering mental strength to you, so then you can make your life the very best that it is. I felt like that was an important one to throw in.
Yeah, it's a piece of good news. I'm thrilled that you brought this up. Child trafficking, sex trafficking is a real problem. We don't want to bring down the vibe too much. We know that there are a lot of people who work in law enforcement and in this field doing work around the clock that is just unfathomable to me. And the fact that there are folks, like, we get to joke and fuck off on this podcast all the time, right?
And we're blessed for that.
Yeah, it's very, very fun. There are people out there doing real work, and occasionally it's good to highlight it. So this is sort of the corollary, the sister, to the folks doing the nonprofit work. So suicide prevention, sexual assault prevention, child trafficking. Like, as much as we like to joke around, we also like to bring some attention to issues that matter in our own little dumb way, in our tiny little corner in the universe. So, yeah, thanks for doing that, Art.
Yeah, absolutely. Great news for sure. And shout out to the Aurora Police Department, the U.S. Marshals, obviously the NCMEC for all the good, great work that those guys do and getting these, getting these guys back to their families. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah, 100%.
So love it.
Super important. Another thing that's coming back to the western slope is the reintroduction of wolves.
Yeah, man. So, a couple years ago, 2020, Prop 14 did pass here in Colorado. So the draft plan for how they're going to reintroduce these wolves back into the wilderness is coming out here. I'm curious to see what that plan looks like. My understanding is they want to get it done by the end of 2023. I think it's good. I think that getting these wolves back to their natural habitat is good. There's obviously some folks out there, farmers and things of that nature. It's always going to propose a problem, but I think overall, send it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really do too much politics and stuff, so I wonder what prompted the wolves to be reintroduced, and if there's like a specific animal that is just booming in population that needs to be checked, or what's going on with that. But humans are we are an invasive species. We move, we spread out and kind of just take over all this wildland, and that's why there is also a mountain lion winter warning out from the city of Boulder, because it's wintry time and the mountain lions are coming closer in right now. So they did put out a warning concerning wildlife with wintry weather, and they want to make sure that everyone's just being safe out there. I mean, these big cats are obviously native to the state, and we're encroaching in their space. And at one point in my life, I actually saw a mountain lion in person.
Holy shit, what was that like?
I was a young kid. I was getting off the bus. I had a friend with me. I may have been like 13. No, I was probably 12 or 13, right? And this was rural Parker, so 10 miles east of Parker, dirt roads. I got dropped off at the bus stop. Me and my buddy, we walked out. There was dirt roads and stuff, and in one of the corners there was this very tall grass and some big bushes, and we needed to pee, so we went into the bushes to go piss. And as we were peeing and kind of in the tall grass, we heard footsteps, like shh, like very faint, so quiet.
Yeah.
And we had both been Boy Scouts, and so our intuitive feeling was like, you get that feeling. So we slowly left that patch of grass and back down the dirt road. And as we got like 100 paces back, like maybe 100 yards or something, then a fucking mountain lion walked out of the grass.
Jesus.
And then, like,
What was that like?
It was like, holy shit, thank God we didn't run, you know? So I did encounter that. I've ran into some rattlesnakes and stuff before. Have the two of you either encountered wild animals, dangerous wild animals?
So I will tell you one funny story and then one real story.
Okay.
If you go to the north side of Tucson, Arizona, there is a very bougie part of that where if you want to hook up with a cougar, they're all at this one bar.
What?
And
Okay.
So there's this one very drunk, very hot, probably 50-year-old woman just sitting there waiting for some young stud who's hungry for cougar meat, right? Mm-hmm. And I told her, "Are you waiting for a manther?" And she goes, "What's a manther?" And I go, "It's like the same as you, but a dude." Right?
A man panther?
Yeah.
A
Like a
manther.
manther. So it's a cougar and a manther, right? And she goes, "I've never heard that." And she laughed her ass. She was so drunk, she couldn't control herself. She was laughing so hard. That's my fake story. That really happened.
Yeah.
But Easter weekend in college, I was driving home with my friend, got accordion in my Corolla. Oddly enough, we were just talking about this before we got on mic.
Yeah.
I got accordion in my Corolla. It was a weird day. Dealt with a lot of shit that day. Any day you're in a car accident is a weird day.
Yes.
So I'm like 22 years old. My parents live up in the mountains. I'm outside smoking a cigarette and I hear something in the bushes. And like I flip on the light. There's a fox not 10 feet from me, just like staring at me. We make eye contact and I moved in a way that was sudden. This fox scampered off back into the woods and I go, "Boy, that'd be something, wouldn't it? Like I get in a car accident and bitten by a fox in the same day? That would be a red letter fucking day."
Not a good day.
So that's as close as I've ever come.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
I've had some run-ins, man. I grew up in the woods back in New England, so we got Fisher cats, which is basically like a roided up raccoon almost. I mean, this thing will scream.
A roided up garbage kitty?
Yeah, this thing is intense, man. It's got like bear claws, but it's the size
Trash
of a raccoon.
pandas.
It's trash pandas, whatever you want to call it. But when this thing makes its call, it sounds like a woman screaming like at the top of her lungs.
Really?
So when you hear this thing's call, you don't know what's going on. It's a pretty intense animal up there in New England. So I would say that definitely some black bears would come up, and get the bird feeders. So I had some close encounters with that. Rattlesnakes, though, you definitely had a close encounter with that, closer than I ever
Dude,
did.
I've
rattlesnakes
had
are out here.
multiple rattlesnake encounters.
Yeah.
My dad one time, so we occasionally would get bears through Genesee. Like, so that's where I grew up. My dad said he saw a bear come up to this hummingbird feeder, pick it up with both paws, and drink it because it's just sugar water.
Yeah.
Just drink the shit out of it. He sat on his ass, drank the hummingbird feeder, belched, got up and walked away.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a badass story.
That is. And it was a raccoon that did that?
It was a bear.
Oh, it was a bear.
Yeah, no, it was a bear. It was a full-on bear.
Like a black bear or grizzly?
There are no grizzlies in Colorado.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No,
It must have been a brown
I don't
bear.
think there
I
is.
thought there were some grizzlies up by like the Wyoming border.
Well, I don't live near the Wyoming border, Kev.
I don't either.
Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but definitely you want to be careful out there during the summertime to avoid snakes because they like to sunbathe on the trails. If you're out there hiking, I just suggest kind of doing heavy foot. You try to put that foot down, you try to create that vibration, and then that way your presence is known.
Oh, I hate snakes, man. Oh, I hate them.
So
Not a fan.
I'm drinking some whiskey right now. I wish the two of you would have joined me, but I'm solo sipping on this. I know you got some news on something similar.
Okay, so Stranahan's Colorado company releasing Snowflake for the first time since 2019. This is an event where people show up and they will camp, they will get in line. Snowflake, they say it's one of the rarest whiskeys in America. Where every time it's different. That's why it's Snowflake, right? The whole myth is every snowflake is different. So
Yeah.
Stranahan's makes Snowflake. I've had it, I think, once, and I remember it being very, very good. But my question is, so when this is released, they have designated camping sites. So if you go on Stranahan's website, there are rules for when you can show up, what kind of tent you can bring. I mean, fuck, dude, it's December. It's not warm outside.
No.
You're camping out for a bottle of liquor. Have you guys ever camped, or would you, for a movie premiere, concert tickets, bottle of whiskey, anything like that?
So I, at this point in time, would not. But when I was younger, if I were to have waited for a release of something, it would have been to get the release of Halo 2. when that game first came out, the hype behind Halo 2 was so huge. I didn't go camp for it, but if there was to
What year was that?
been anything, that had to have been, before '08.
Okay.
Definitely before '08.
All right.
I believe.
So sometime in the aughts.
Yeah, that was Xbox 2 stuff. What was
Okay.
that? No, that was an Xbox 360.
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah.
the Xbox 360,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think.
What would you camp out for booze?
No, I'm not camping out for booze. I mean, I'm in the industry. I think I don't do camping out for any sort of release. I think the last time I did anything remotely close to that was the Grand Theft Auto 5 release, where I did wait in line to get my copy the night before, but it was already pre-ordered, so it
Yeah.
wasn't like I was
okay.
taking a shot in the dark. I already
Yeah.
had it. I just had to wait to get my copy. But no, I'm not going to camp out. I think I'll wait.
So I'm slightly older than you guys. I had friends camp out for Star Wars Episode 1,
Oh yeah.
like in, what was that, 1999?
Yeah.
I'm not a Star Wars guy, so like that was a non-starter for me. I'm not a guy who like waits in line. I live in, as we've covered, 5 blocks away from everything, in East Denver. There's a Snooze right by me that's on 7th and Colorado.
The Snooze AM Eatery?
Yeah,
Love that place.
it's fine. You drive by it at any old
There's
hour of
always,
the fucking day.
There's always a fucking line.
There's people out there, and you go, don't you people have jobs? It's just fucking brunch. Like, you can get eggs pretty much anywhere.
That's true.
Like, what is it about Snooze that makes people insane?
That's a good
I
question.
don't know, but if you're in that neighborhood, you should go off of 12th Street down there because there's a cool little patch of there's like an Ace Hardware down there, and there's a really cool breakfast joint just right in there that I love going
Which
to,
one?
man. I wish I remembered the name of it.
Well, goddamn it.
It's on the same. It's right next to Ace, right there off of 12th, and
Is that
it's really good.
Is that 5 blocks away too, John?
Yeah, well, not 5 blocks, but I mean, that's 5 minutes from my house.
It's not the French toast place or the
Okay.
French press. It's called French Press. That's not the place I'm talking
Okay.
about. It's
But like over by Blue Pan Pizza?
yes, yeah,
okay.
that same area.
Okay, yeah, I've never been there.
Oh, it's a good spot.
There's a place down the street from me. The brunch is okay, but like the food is shockingly great for its name. This place is called Bertha's Baja Bistro. You go, what the fuck? Like, that place is amazing. The food is it's hitting way above its average.
You better bet I'm willing to break my belly over there at Bertha's Bistro.
It's like Patton Oswalt talking about when he's like, I'm getting letter B fat. When you can tell someone's fat when they start saying B a little bit, like, I'm going to go to Bertha's Baja Bistro and get some buttered noodles with some crumbled pretzels.
So I did name my snake Bertha. That was named my snake.
That's a great name for a snake.
I owned a red-tailed boa. That's another story, but it did happen.
Oh, dude, you owned a snake?
Yeah, I had a red-tailed boa constrictor.
Dude, if
It
there
bit
were
me
a
and I got
snake
rid
in
of
my
it.
house, I'd never sleep again.
It got out of the tank one time and ended up in my
God
bed.
damn it.
Ended up in my bed because it needed warmth.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
So there was that, and then it ended up biting me, and I got rid of it. Not
Jeez.
it didn't bite me in my bed, but it bit me when I was feeding it, and I said, I'm done.
Yeah, that's a wise choice, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, that's
So-
creepy. So, what we're moving on to next, a legend. I mean, some of the best music that has ever come across this planet. Kevin, fill us in on this.
Yeah, another music legend lost, guys. Christine McVie passed away at 79 this week. Fleetwood Mac, great band. Tell Me Lies, Sweet Little Lies, Rhiannon.
Well, that's
I mean,
one
the
of my
list
favorites,
goes
man.
on. Dreams, great band. Stevie Nicks, I love Stevie Nicks and some of the work that she's done. And, she came out and really expressed, how broken she is, of course, her best friend since 1975. It's a big loss to the music world. My folks were big Fleetwood Mac fans, so I listened to this a lot growing up. Really great music. So, yeah, definitely RIP to another music legend.
Definitely, Tell Me Lies, Tell Me Sweet Little Lies. I love that song. That's one of my favorites. But I also love in Parks and Recreation, that show. I think it's Andy is the character's name.
Yeah.
How he's like, oh, Fleetwood Mac, that sounds like a cool name. And he's all like,
Fleetwood
yeah.
Mac Sex Pants.
Yeah. So, rest in peace, though, and thank you for all the amazing music.
Yeah, I was not a Fleetwood Mac guy growing up because my parents weren't into it, and that was like slightly before our time. But it's one of those things you come around to later. And I think it was 2 episodes ago we talked about Tom Bryan's book, right? The Number Ones. One of the chapters is dedicated to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. And that whole album, that whole Rumors album, is an insane album when you read the stories of it, because everyone's like high on drugs and everyone's cheating on each other, and like the album is just so fraught and it took forever to make. But the music that came out of it was just iconic.
Yeah.
Right? And everything I've read was that Christine McVie was the glue of that group.
Wow.
Even though there was shit going on and people were having to sing songs about themselves and like how shitty they were, like they still made this amazing music. So yeah, it's a real loss. Rest in peace.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, she really was kind of the glue to Fleetwood Mac. The songwriting, the piano skills, her vocalist was just incredible. I mean, the way her and Stevie Nicks would harmonize and all those tracks, fantastic. Stevie gets a lot of credit, of course, for Fleetwood Mac, but Christine McVie definitely was fantastic. R.I.P. for sure.
Yeah.
So talking music, we're going to talk one of Denver's staple venues, and that would be the Gothic Theatre. It's getting sold.
Yeah, it's getting sold, guys. I mean, here's the deal. So AEG is a big entertainment corporation. These guys have already had their hands in the cookie jar a little bit with the Gothic for the last decade, as far as kind of booking shows and some of the the networking that they do to bring in bands, concerts, comedians. I mean, there's been Netflix specials filmed there for stuff like that. So they've been around a little bit. But the Gothic's been around since I think 1935. I mean,
wow.
This has been a long-standing venue in
And that's
South
Broadway, right?
It's off Broadway. I mean,
Yeah.
it's technically Inglewood,
Yeah.
I think, but it's it's South Denver the way we all look at it. I mean, we were right there at Moe's Barbecue for the
yeah.
Fricka
We were
Show,
right
right
next
next
to
to it. And I've seen a lot of shows at the Gothic. I love that venue. A lot of folks are concerned that it's going to have that corporate feel to it and it's going to change the environment. But they said, look, we're just basically behind the curtain. You're not going to see anything different.
I'll tell you this. The Gothic is my absolute favorite venue in Denver.
Is it?
Yes, 100%. When I walk into the Gothic, I feel at home.
And the Gothic, sorry to cut you short, but that's the one where they have like the weird bathroom setups where all
Yeah.
the men are on the right when you're walking in.
And they're up the stairs.
Yeah, and they're upstairs
Yeah,
and
you
like
have to go
down. Yeah,
upstairs, and you either go like up one way or the other.
Yeah.
So like, yeah,
it's interesting.
It is super weird. The very first show I remember seeing there was punk band Face to Face with Midtown, The Movie Life, and Thrice, which was just an unreal bill if you're like a punk fan from the late 90s, early 2000s. I took my mom there one time because my mom was into like Yellow Card because I was like showing her Yellow Card. And so somehow, because like I was on the guest list, the chick working the box office was new and thought that meant like backstage passes.
Oh, excellent.
So she gave us backstage passes. So me and my mom, I'm like, well, let's do this. We go in there, all the bands are smoking weed. And my mom being like, growing up during like fucking reefer madness,
Yeah.
like weed is
The
terrible.
war on drugs.
Yep. And so she talked to the very high members of Yellow Card. Like, we had a great time, dude. The Gothic, my favorite venue. I'm not terribly worried about it. AEG's been managing it for a long, long time already.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that they own it, like, okay, AEG helped the Ogden and the Bluebird and a bunch of these other venues survive the pandemic because they're a big company. And so it's like, fine, I'm okay with it. So I hope the Gothic lasts in perpetuity. My favorite venue.
Really cool venue, man. Like I said, I've seen a lot of shows there from comedy. I think I saw Steve-O there one time. I've seen a lot of my favorite bands there. And it was cool, researching this article a little bit and looking at some of the old pictures from like 1935,
It
1945.
was a porn theater for a while, too.
Yeah, they did
Was
some
it?
of that, and then like it was just cool to see the old, the old sign that was up there. It was like adults 25 cents, kids 10 cents.
Yeah,
For whatever the
totally.
event was that night. So yeah, the Gothic, staple of Denver. It's not going anywhere. Wouldn't worry.
It's awesome.
No, absolutely. Maybe they'll like revamp the sound system in there or something. Who knows, man?
We'll see.
So we got stuff to do though here coming up this weekend. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. What we got going on? Breckenridge, Colorado, Bernice Mountain Dog Holiday Processional?
Yep.
What
So
is a processional?
It's a processional, so it's like a parade.
Oh.
So basically, all the Bernese Mountain Dogs show up in Breckenridge. I have a burner myself. I am wearing this shirt because on Father's Day, my wife gave me this shirt. Got the same shirt for the dog. So
Really?
on Father's Day, the dog runs down the stairs and is like, and if you've ever seen a burner, they have the happiest face. They're like,
Yeah.
she just runs down. She's like, hi, I'm wearing the same shirt as you.
Do you have a picture of this?
Yeah, I do. I'll
Excellent.
post it. And so, like, all the burners are going to be in Breckenridge. That is Saturday. That's Main Street, Breckenridge, 12:30 to 7:30. There's a parade. There's drink specials. There's all sorts of shit going on. You'll find it on Facebook. Just Google this. It's great. Additionally, tonight I'm going to Zoo Lights. It is the last night of members only. We are a member because I have young kids. The membership to the zoo pays for itself when you have young kids.
Oh, I bet.
And so we'll be there, but it runs December 3rd through January 15th. You can get tickets for that. Zoo Lights is always a good time.
Always a good time. One of my favorite things to do is get Uber baked and go to Zoo Lights or go to the zoo and have that hot chocolate or something, man. Like, that is a fun time.
My wife and I play a game when we're at the zoo. I've never been baked at the zoo.
Okay.
But it's like, what smell is that? Is that weed or is that animal shit? Sometimes it's hard to tell.
Yeah. What else we got, Kev?
Oh, man, we got some fun stuff coming up. The Colorado Symphony Orchestra is playing. It's going to be going on Sunday. That'd be pretty cool, man. I mean, speaking of a show to get baked to, it'd be cool to kind of sit there and just veg out and listen to some good tunes. I think that would be a lot of fun. I'll be in Phoenix this weekend, so I won't be able to attend that, but hopefully some folks will be able to go and enjoy that.
You know, I really got to go see the orchestra at some point, the symphony. We also have Decibel Metal and Beer Fest Denver 2022, baby.
At the summit. At the summit. John, are you going?
No, I wish.
Yeah, I could see you being there.
Saturday, 4 to 8 p.m.
Totally. No, that sounds awesome. I will not be able to make it. I am previously obligated, but that shouldn't stop you from going.
Roger that. And then, you know, wrap this thing up. Speaking of lights, you're doing the zoo lights. Obviously, 9 News Parade of Lights is going on as well. I think there's a couple nights that they're doing this.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just one day. I think you can catch it over the next couple few days. Again, something I haven't participated in. It's downtown. It's going to be fun. I'd like to get down there and check it out. I think one of these times. I mean,
it's packed.
Is it packed?
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a fun time. It's fun.
Have you done it?
You get festive. Yeah, I've been down there before for that. It's a good time.
I mean, Art and I are natives. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I mean, you've got to go do the Parade of Lights at some point or another, right?
I'll get down there.
Yeah, especially when you have a significant other. It's a great date night. You keep
Yeah.
each other warm. You maybe have some schnapps. Something that like.
You want to be my date to the lights?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
And on that note, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in to Happy Friday Denver. Please support all the other podcasts. Please support Mile High Life, which is the parent company that has this great umbrella of awesome content in Denver. Like, subscribe to all the podcasts on Mile High Life. And you already know to check us out, Happy Friday Den, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all of the social medias. We are also at Discussion Combustion Podcast. And check us out on YouTube. If you want to email us, that's Happy Friday Denver. And Happy Friday Denver Podcast. I'm not even reading this right now. It doesn't matter. Bring it in, frickin'